Hey there folks, welcome back to Kholat. Last episode, you'll have noticed there was no face cam. For whatever reason, I managed to not record, so my dub voiceover is going to be really weird because I'm going to be reacting to my own gameplay. Yay me, and technical difficulties. So, this episode, now that I got through that disaster behind us, I'm going to go over some of this journal stuff really quickly, if I can remember how to open it.
I set out the moment I heard about the incident. I was in the area, so I reported to the unit myself to be automatically assigned to the case. I arrived at Vishai on February the 19th, a couple of days before the Institute's rescue group. While waiting for them, I started asking around to see if anyone from among the locals knew anything about the incident. One of them said he had a hunting cabin in the search region and knew the area very well. I decided to use him as a guide. When the rescue team had finally arrived, I explained to them what the unit's role was in this mission and that all discoveries or observations should be brought to my attention before anyone else's. We established priorities, checked the equipment, and set off right away. It was not until February the 26th we found the tent that I believe belonged to the students. Initial findings show that the people in the tent cut its sidewall and for some reason tried to escape from it in panic. The tracks in the snow led to a forest 1.5 kilometers away. But the trail went cold after 500 meters and we had to carefully search the entire area. This was not a place of any average incident. We had shivers crawling all over our bodies because of the atmosphere surrounding us. I was convinced that something more than just an accident had occurred here. I had the feeling we were dealing with something unnatural. We discovered the first bodies by the pine trees. A makeshift campfire suggested they tried to warm up. The bodies were only in underwear. I decided to thoroughly search the area between the tent and the tree line. I discovered the other bodies every few hundred meters apart. The position indicated the victims attempted to return to the tent as fast as they could. This could mean that the threat was gone and the group decided to go back to the tent, or just the opposite. Someone or something appeared from the forest and forced its victims to run. At this point, it is difficult to determine what exactly happened. I have collected small samples from all bodies for further research at the unit's laboratory. I discussed the situation with the rest of the rescue team, and afterwards they focused on the visual inspection of the tent and areas by the trees, and I entered the forest.
Probably a bad idea, sir.
For a very long time, I could not come across any trail. The tracks came and went as if someone was playing with me, as if the victims were moving. And as soon as I was almost sure I had seen something and I would find something new behind the next tree, the trail suddenly went cold. I had no idea what was going on. Finally, I reached a small meadow. There, I found a bound journal, as if someone left it there on purpose. The journal belonged to the members of the expedition. They wrote down their thoughts and observations. Note, there were also some obscure entries, probably taken down in the dark, concerning the situation they were in. This could shed some new light on the case. I am attaching the journal to this report. We have to control the conduct of the investigation, and at a certain point stop the information flow. The facts concerning the incident cannot be made public in any way, shape, or form.
So then, like I said, I can, and well, would have said in the previous episode that all of these pieces of information I'm finding are news articles and journals and whatnot from the search teams and whatnot. It's the only thing I can think of. So, Seversk is a closed city in the Tomsk Oblast, Russia, located 15 kilometers northwest of Tomsk, on the right bank of the Tom River, and is in the hands of Rosatom, the Federal Atomic Energy Agency. Founded in 1949, it was known as the Piaty Kotiv and I'm slaughtering these pronunciations. I apologize. Town status was granted to it in 1956. It comprises several nuclear reactors and chemical plants for separation, enrichment, and reprocessing of uranium and plutonium. The headquarters of the Russian Research Unit for Natural Phenomena, until 1991 called the Soviet Research Unit. The unit's activities concern research on occurring natural disasters in Russia. The Soviet Research Unit for Natural Phenomena regarding the occurrence of anomaly 0H/91. First incidents took place in 1950 and 1953 in the area of Igarka by the construction of the Transpolar Main Line. The works were halted and the incidents classified. Any witnesses were ordered to be eliminated. On October 17, 1950, according to witness evidence, at the same altitude as Camp 503, to the west of Igarka City, an emanation of unknown force and source occurred and caused instant death of 42 workers. The bodies literally evaporated and only shadows were left, as the witnesses testified. The incident was sudden and short. The next incident took place 3 years later on March 14, 1953. Then, also in the above-mentioned camp, a solidification effect occurred. The bodies of 12 workers just froze. After autopsy, they were declared dead. The bodies are still lying intact in Section 12 of the Seversk Research Complex. That's all we've got so far.
I set out the moment I heard.
We are sitting in room number 23, although sitting might not be the right word because we are running around trying to finish up packing anything else we could need. Food cans, tools, essentially whatever we get our hands on. We want to be sure that we took everything we could possibly need. We're running out of time. Damn it, where did I put my belt? I'm sure we forgot about something. We're almost ready. We lost the knife. We're counting the money. We're leaving the room in a complete mess. So, we made it to the train station. We're singing all the songs we know and making up new ones as well. Everyone is so excited. Finally, at around 3 a.m, we go to bed. I wonder, what is awaiting us when we get there? What will we see? How far will we make it? I hear the rest of the group breathing peacefully, and it's snowing outside. 7 a.m, we're finally here. We met a group of Mansi people. They have weird tools. I think they're for hunting. We've also encountered local hospitality when we were not allowed to enter the railway station because we were singing too loud. But we received a very warm welcome from the local school. We had a bit of time, so we met with the students and told them about our expedition. When we reached another station, some drunk accused us of stealing his wallet. Police got involved, but luckily, after some explanations, the whole thing got sorted out. We spent the whole night in the train speaking about love, religion, politics. When we felt tired, we went to bed, but since the compartments were not closed, we decided to keep watch and switched every couple of hours. There are moments when I doubt whether we are ready for such an expedition. Disturbing thoughts are haunting me. Maybe we misjudged our capabilities. Others say we'll make it, but I'm afraid. I have a bad feeling about this. As if a shadow of fear was breathing down my neck. I cannot explain this. It's time to take a nap. We slept in something you could call a hotel. 2 persons per bed. We woke up at 9 a.m. It was actually quite comfortable, although it was a little cold because we forgot to close the window vent. We ate breakfast, packed our things, and at 11 a.m. we were ready to go. We set off in the back of a truck, so it was a bit cold. During the ride, we talked about absolutely everything we could think of. On the spot, we spoke with some local workers. I remembered one in particular. He had a red beard. Friends called him Beardman. We cooked and ate dinner, and now we are resting. Half of the group is looking at some maps. The rest are sleeping. I started handling the equipment and writing. It is still a bit too cold. My hands are shaking, but finally my thoughts are much brighter than yesterday. No creepiness in them whatsoever. There's a long way ahead of us, but the only thing I can feel is excitement. It seems as if the forest is calling us. That beautiful, magical, dark forest.
Right. And then we have news articles. Mysterious lives above the Svobodny Cosmodrome. Mysterious events in the sky were noted during the night of 5 July. Witnesses testified that they had seen a bright orange sphere which had crossed the sky above the city several times, moving chaotically and immediately changing its direction of flight. Finally, it stopped and disappeared. Major Gierka, an aviation professional, confirms it is impossible for any flying object we know to move like that. Military Cosmodrome's personnel answered our questions in a short and firm way by distancing themselves from the event, informing there was no activity in that area as well as there were no tests. The guard's confession, 17-year-old Anna N., after years of silence, decided to talk about events from her past. She told us, "I am terminally ill and have nothing to lose. I want people to know what harm had been done and all of this in the name of science." Anna N. described the place, a science research center where scientists allegedly conducted inhumane experiments on prisoners. There was a special chamber. They had never allowed us to even get close. It was guarded by soldiers. Although I did see people that were taken there. Not many came back. We kept in touch with one of them. I asked what they had been doing there and why so few came back out of there alive. He looked at me and terrified and said, "Anna, have you ever seen nothingness? A deep emptiness with no end?" I was there. I stood above the collapsed valley of the universe, on the border between reality and unreality. There's an abyss there, a gigantic well with no bottom, a dark cave of hell. And I felt it. It was drilling into my head, like a ticking clock. It looked at me from below. It was sneaking up on me, and slowly started entering me, the darkness. Sometime later, the prisoner gave me a letter to pass on, in which he had begged for help. I was supposed to give it to the press and expose the whole thing, but the letter disappeared. Up until now, I don't know what happened to it. Anyway, they would probably cover up the whole thing. We asked the supervisors of the prison unit to which Anna N. was subject for a comment. Vladimir Kronsky, the unit's commander, strongly denied such events took place. He also informed us in a short message that Anna N. was a guard but never worked in the mentioned above center because an object like that simply doesn't exist. He sent Anna N.'s employee record as proof that in the years of 1940 to 1950, she worked in the Sukanoka prison, that prison, also known as Special Object Number 110. She had been let go from this facility due to mental illness. A copy of her health record and medical certificate were attached. Pretty typical cover-up for somebody who wants to discredit a source. Anomalies do not exist. When almost 20 years ago I wrote about a strange anomaly occurring in my city. As a reminder, I reported spatial distortions in between buildings. They thought I was nuts. Since then, mankind has been witness to thousands of strange, mysterious, and unexplained events and phenomena around the world. A lot was documented and supported with hard evidence. Unfortunately, to this day, prominent scientists seem not to notice or simply to underestimate this issue. We have asked Dr. Jarvis Northam from the American University of Technology and Life Sciences. Anomalies appearing practically around the globe is an undeniable fact. We know that at least several dozens of such events have taken place in Russia and the United States. But we have also received many reports of strange, extraordinary, and sometimes dangerous phenomena. Authorities must stop avoiding this issue because every year we register an increase in these so-called anomalies occurring. I do not know what causes them, but frequently the repercussions are tragic. Add to that the helpless attempts to cover up these events by the governments of particular countries that are just becoming more and more pathetic. In 1998, Kremlin officially denied that the Special Natural Phenomena Research Unit, established in the 50s, was to deal with the anomalies in any way. Now, this is starting to sort of remind me of the movie that was based off the Dyatlov incident, where I'm not going to give away the plot. If you want to find it, go look on Netflix. I will have the name of the movie in the description below. Caution, psychopath on the loose. A dangerous criminal has escaped from the Moscow Mental Institute. We have been informed the man is completely insane and delusional. well, that doesn't explain the shadowy and fiery figures I keep seeing around here. Anyway, I'm going to make this a short episode because I wanted to be able to catch up on those journals and whatnot. So next episode we will continue on exploring. We're going to have to head over, because we are right here, we're going to have to head on over through this area now and start exploring this mess here. And hopefully come up with all of the answers I need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, till then, folks, take care. People like and subscribe if you like what you've seen. And take care.